I was recently told that everything we know about creating successful YouTube channels is now obsolete. Years of manual expertise, countless hours of research, scripting, and meticulous editing workflows, all of it can be completely replaced by AI. Now you might think, Gap, that's a tall claim. And I agree with you. I'm going to put the scary notion to the test. Recently, I've gained access to a private AI generation tool. It's supposed to create scripts that hold retention and have a level of video editing that's indistinguishable from human levels of effort. I'm not going to name it just yet because the tool isn't public, but if true, it's going to change the entire YouTube landscape. So, I'm going to test, can it replace human effort? The metric I'm going to use is hitting 4,000 watch hours. For me, that's enough proof that AI generated/edited long-form content is good enough to keep people watching. I gave myself 3 months to test this tool, but the results actually came much faster. We reached monetization within 2.5 weeks, so here's what happened. Before diving into AI, you need to know what I'm replacing. A scriptwriter and a video editor. I would say those are the two most time-consuming tasks of YouTube creation. The research phase alone consists of entire days. I'd analyze competitor content, identify trending topics, cross-reference search volumes, and identify content gaps. Then came the deep dive into each topic, gathering credible sources, fact-checking claims, and generally just building comprehensive knowledge bases. This, by the way, is generally the foundation that separates successful channels from the noise. Scripting usually demands even more precision. Each video requires a strong hook, adding rehooks and payoffs throughout, blah blah blah, other strategic retention techniques that keep viewers watching until the end. The manual workload is relentless but effective. To a certain point. Why do manual methods work so well? Control. Every decision point has human judgment behind it. The quality of videos was consistently high because human expertise guided every step. But scalability had a limiting factor. Adding any new team member meant you had to train them, and that takes time. Manually scaling a faceless YouTube channel was possible, but as the complexity grew exponentially, I began to wonder, is this even worth my time? I'm drained. So knowing all that, setting the baseline for this experiment was crucial. Good enough in my niche meant videos that held at least 1/3 of the audience's attention until the very end. This was my benchmark. AI didn't need to match the quality of output. It just needed to prove that it was good enough. The question wasn't whether AI could create content. The question was whether AI could create content that worked. The manual system works because it leverages human strengths. There's pattern recognition, creative problem solving, and an intuitive understanding of what the audience wants. But a human team also suffers from human limitations, time constraints, energy fluctuation, and the inability to process immense amounts of information. So if AI can replace that, this upends an entire business model. With this tool, videos that traditionally, at minimum, take a 3-day turnaround, I can get it back within an hour. Using this newfound information, I made a deliberate strategic decision: quantity over quality. Instead of spending 3 days perfecting one video, I would produce 5 videos per day. I would check them just to make sure they met an established quality threshold I had in my mind, but I figured I'd work for 3 days, make 15 videos to test, and I think usually that's a sufficient amount of videos to test on a channel to see if anything picks up traction. The math was simple. The tool itself is optimized for creating YouTube scripts, but still requires a prompt. Within the prompt, what I realized is you need to have a pretty comprehensive outline of the video. For research, I used Claude to analyze competitor scripts, and I would also mine their comments from their videos. From there, I was able to identify gaps in an established niche. Claude's great. It can process hours of information within minutes, extracting patterns and opportunities that traditionally took me hours to find. So, within the group of people using this tool, I know some people who just generate the videos and post them. They don't even double check the script. They don't double check what was generated. They are completely playing the quantity game. But for me, I still saw some bugs and I sat through every second of the videos that were created. I made edits as necessary. which honestly wasn't very many. The early testing phase revealed which prompts produced reliable results and which needed refinement. There was definitely a learning curve. I was burning credits, burning money just to figure out the limitations of this tool. To really put this to the test, it was time to start uploading. The moment of truth arrived when I uploaded. The first day, 44 views. I thought to myself, honestly, on a fresh channel, that's not bad. The second video I posted, 300 views. Then the first video caught up to 300 views and they slowly started gathering views here and there every day. I'm just looking at the chart. And then the third video I posted, 11 views. Oops, where did this go? Maybe I read the data wrong or the quality wasn't quite there. But then the first video started picking up again and it was slowly gaining views. So I thought I'd just leave it. Why upload another video when the third video didn't even do well? Let's let the first one cook. I was doing this whole project solo and I just kind of figured I'd upload whenever I felt like it. The first video, which was slowly growing, hit critical mass. After hitting about 1.5k views, I saw the views double every single morning when I woke up. It was like 3k, 7k, 15k. I know that's not double, but it was like approximately double. 30k views. It was a pretty surreal feeling. On one hand, you're getting dopamine because it's a win on YouTube. On the other, it's pretty bone-chilling because video editing, one of the most time-consuming bottlenecks of YouTube creation, is no longer gated by human effort. What does this mean? Well, instead of stressing about managing a team and making sure everyone's doing their job, technically all you need to do now is focus on making the AI process better. No more, hey, did you finish that script at like 2 a.m.? The system just scales without headache because all you need to do is have the right niche, find the right ideas, and generate the prompt, all of which can technically be automated, all of which can technically be done by AI agents. Once you get the AI generated videos going, there's a huge flywheel effect that accelerates your potential income and learning because you can take what works and throw it in, identify what works, and you can take that income and generate more videos. Anyways, here are the results. I think we're just over 260,000 views now. Not gonna lie, when I hit over 100,000 views, I was screenshotting that and sending it to all my YouTube friends, being like, guys, look at this. This is insane. I was updating them every day, every morning. The weirdest part, people in the comments loved the video and were engaging, just like a normal video. I'm not going to show the comments because I don't want to dox that channel just yet, but the quality being indistinguishable level of editing compared to human effort, that's crazy. After 3 weeks, we were monetized off one video. That video took me just a few hours to make. And keep in mind, I actually manually refined the outline and fact-checked it. If I didn't, generating a video would have been 30 minutes max. Compare that to the manual grind where the cost is 5 times as much for human effort. The time it takes is 50 to 100 times as long. This took an hour. The competition of YouTube has shifted dramatically. Imagine thinking you're competing in, the Olympics, but now everyone is juiced and enhanced. The enhanced games. This is where YouTube is headed. Thankfully, very few people have access to this tool, so the floodgates have not yet been opened. So not all is lost yet. The silver lining. Here's what I learned. AI wins when you need systematic execution more than creative genius. If you're making faceless educational content, AI's got you. Personal story time about your food crawl? Stick to being human. The game's changed, and most people don't know it yet. The barrier to professional content? Gone. If you jump on AI workflows now, you can scale in ways that weren't possible before. If you're still doing everything manually because AI is cheating, it will truly be rough competing with people producing 5 times your output at the same quality. The competitive edge isn't about being the best writer or best editor anymore. It's about knowing how to make AI work for you, how to prompt it, quality control it, and optimize the workflow. But even more important than that, I think it's your personal ability to skill max, to learn what you don't know, and learning how to find the right spaces to be in. Spotting asymmetric risk reward is absolutely mandatory in this landscape, because in the asymmetries, there is still space for human creativity to leverage the ever-growing capabilities of AI. The algorithm doesn't care if a human or AI made your video. It cares if people watch and engage. And if AI can consistently deliver that without burning out, that's the new meta. So what now? The experiment worked. AI can replace the manual YouTube grind and actually do it better through sheer consistency and scale. That is, if you're optimizing for efficiency and cash flow. YouTube money has now become a numbers game. I personally believe that what's going to happen is that people who figure this money machine out are going to be the ones who will have the capital to produce even higher quality productions down the line. That's if they didn't already have the cash. It's scary, but now that you're all a bit more informed, then you're slightly more equipped to deal with what's to come. I can assure you that there are multiple companies that are working towards making these kinds of tools available to public. The most visible one out there is Agent Opus, which I also have access to. So take a look at this video. It's fully generated. This short is fully AI generated strictly from a 1-paragraph prompt.
Imagine looking through a telescope and seeing Saturn's famous rings simply vanish. That's exactly what's about to happen in 2025, thanks to a cosmic illusion called a ring plane crossing. Every 13 to 15 years, Saturn's rings turn edge-on to Earth. Because these rings are incredibly thin, sometimes just 30 to 300 feet thick, like a sheet of paper seen from the side, they almost disappear from view. In March 2025, the rings will seem to fade away for a few days, then gradually reappear, giving us a rare glimpse of Saturn as it might look without its iconic bands. But this isn't just a trick of perspective. Over the next 100 to 300 million years, Saturn's rings really are disappearing, one icy grain at a time. NASA's Cassini mission revealed that gravity and electromagnetic forces are pulling ring particles into Saturn's atmosphere, a process called ring rain. Imagine enough water to fill an Olympic swimming pool falling onto Saturn every half hour. That's how fast the rings are fading. Saturn's rings have dazzled us since Galileo first glimpsed them in 1610, but they're a fleeting feature in the planet's 4.6 billion year history. If you're curious, keep an eye out in 2025 for this edge-on illusion. It's a rare chance to watch one of the solar system's greatest spectacles before it slowly fades into cosmic history.
This was made with Agent Opus, with my cloned voice, and Agent Opus focuses on shorts instead of long form. But this is undeniable proof that the technology I'm describing to you is very real. I highly suggest you join the Agent Opus Discord and cop yourself a beta access code if you can. Because whether or not you use it in the future is up to you. But I think it's very important that you push the boundaries of these AI tools. Know what their limitations are, and use your human effort to capitalize on what it can't do just yet. The YouTube landscape is shifting, and I hope you can all stay along for the ride. A new form of creator who can leverage both systems, AI and human creativity, is about to rise up. The ones who figure this out in the next 6 months will have an unfair advantage for years to come. I hope it'll be you. Anyways, I hope you have a delicious and delectable day. Good night.